there is no time to just stop and do nothing like the good old days. I've seen it. I've seen relationships break down because both members of the couple are just too busy.
So I think the idea and concept of work-life balance, I think the idea of 9 to 5 is gone. Or if it hasn't yet in people's lives, it has to be, because they've got to start thinking about what is the world going to look like in 5 years' time.
They all say there's the same 24 hours in the day. If you want it, you've got to hustle, you've got to go. Actually, that hustle culture will eventually kill your relationship. Okay, so what was it again?
Welcome to episode 3, The Waitress.
The Waitress, part 3. Part 4?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it is part 4.
Well, we did an intro if you count that as a part.
That's true, yeah. We thought it would be, I thought, and Mark really liked the idea, to talk about neurodiverse brains in an AI world. Because,
I really like that idea.
Yeah, good. We've only just come up with it as well. I didn't put it in my notebook earlier and then forgot. Because neurodiverse brains work in a particular way. Mark's brain and so I'll start that again. His brain and mine work differently, but the one thing they have in common is they're always on. And a conversation I was having with my wife the other day was about...
Your wife's taking a real major part of this podcast.
She is a major part of things, to be fair. And she is the person that keeps me from being crazy. Yeah, lunatic.
You're allowed to say lunatic these days?
I don't know.
It's probably not politically
I think
correct.
we need to just say what we want to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You might get cancelled.
Really?
I don't know. It's just the culture.
We do
isn't
live
it?
in cancel culture.
I mean,
yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel got cancelled.
I've seen a lot of podcasts that say all manner of swear words, though.
Do they?
Never get cancelled.
I think we've only said very light swear
I haven't
words,
used the F word.
No,
and the C hasn't come
I
out
think you did once.
Did I?
I think there might be a one F word.
I reckon one might come out in this one.
Okay.
Oh, we'll see.
Don't get
I'll try
cancelled,
and-
though.
No, I won't get cancelled. Anyway, I'm going to forget what this is about if you keep interrupting me. So, we speak a lot about, and a lot of it's banter, but every now and again there'll be a serious edge to her tone around the fact that I can't, if there's a moment spare in the day, I'll fill it with something. A project, something to do with work, something to do with a side hustle that's going on. And we were talking, weren't we, about now, I mean, you and I have always functioned that way, but now there is a need, even if you don't want to function that way, you feel that you have to, because the moment you stop, either AI or something else is going to creep into that space and you will all of a sudden become irrelevant. And there is no time to just stop and do nothing like the good old days of sitting down watching a TV program. Sitting down. Do you remember the days where we only used to watch one screen at a time? and the topic of this episode really is about the way that's impacting relationships, because I've seen it. I've seen relationships break down because both members of the couple are just too busy. They've just got too much on. You think you can deal with it. You think you can handle it. Oh, there's 24 hours in a day. You know, all these famous celebrities that have been successful over the years that are now single in their 70s. They all say there's the same 24 hours in a day. If you want it, you've got to hustle. You've got to go. Actually, that hustle culture will eventually kill your relationship, in my opinion. And I know I'm on a knife edge a lot of the time. And Lynn's always says, I won't divorce you, but...
Yet.
But I know that I have to check myself. Because if I'm left to my own devices, I just don't stop. The problem is now, people that are quite happy to stop and do nothing and embrace doing nothing, the 9-to-5ers that have always been happy to be a 9-to-5er, they're now being forced, because of the world we live in, to not be 9-to-5ers. Yeah. And that's going to create issues, I think, in relationships.
I thought I was going to get a lot more abuse for this. I put out a post on Sunday. You saw it because you commented on how bad my selfie photo was.
Yeah, it was rubbish.
But the theme of that post was basically, I'm working on a Sunday. I wasn't looking for any, aren't you amazing? The point of that was because we can't be 9-to-5ers anymore, because work-life balance as a concept we almost have to discount that right now because we will get left behind if we don't. And the 9-to-5ers that are, to a large extent, maybe some of them deluded and got their head in the hand thinking that the security of a job is going to see them through. If they're not doing a side hustle and trying to build something for the future, for the possibility of their job disappearing, then they're sitting on their hands and they should be doing something. So I think the idea and concept of work-life balance, I think the idea of 9 to 5 is gone. Or if it hasn't yet in people's lives, it has to be, because they've got to start thinking about what is the world going to look like in 5 years' time. And it's going to look very, very different. So, you're right, because I think what happens, if you run a business anyway, regardless of whether you're neurodiverse, regardless of whether AI is knocking on the door as well, because it's yours, and if you've got staff as well, employees, then my God, the pressure in your head around making sure you've got enough clients, enough money in the bank to pay the wages, because they're dependent on their mortgage being paid by you. I mean, that's pressure enough. So you find as a business owner that your brain is always on anyway. But now, certainly with the pressure of being neurodiverse, my brain is on all of the time. But with the advance of AI at such a speed, we cannot afford not to be. I mean, I think in some ways, actually, the neurodiverse community, let's hear it for us neurodiverse, are in actually a properly an advantageous position, because our brains are naturally on all of the time and always thinking about what next, who, blah, blah, blah. That's actually probably a really good advantage to have right now, given the speed of change that's coming. And also, I think, certainly from an ADHD point of view, I love change. If things get repetitive, I get bored really, really quickly. And so that ability to spin on a penny and just change and adapt and no, that's not working anymore, let's do something else. I've never had issues with that. And I think that's a skill right now that is hugely advantageous. Because if I come up with this great business idea, I mean, literally in 3 months, an AI could come along and do that for me, and I have to bin it really quickly. So the concept of failing fast is also something I think people need to build their resilience around, because I don't know what AI is going to do next, but I need to be prepared enough and not emotionally attached enough to what I thought at the time was a good idea to change it completely and radically.
Do you think it separates us? I say us. Do you think it separates neurodivergent individuals from, and let's be honest, it's been suggested many, many times that we're all on the spectrum somewhere. Somewhere we sit. I don't know where I am on that argument at the moment. That's for another day. But your traditional thinkers, your people that go to their 9 to 5s, and I envy them in some respects. Those fathers that I see, that do their job, they come home, they dedicate their entire evenings to their family and their kids, and they get. There's me doing stuff. Lindsay's trying to drag me out of the office at 10 o'clock at night because I'm still doing. I admire those people in many ways, because they have that switch where they just go work mode, home mode, work mode, home mode, and for years they've been allowed to do that. Yeah. And I think there's a resistance from a lot of those people to accept that things are changing. But you said earlier about neurodiverse people have got that advantage, and I've felt probably in the last year, certainly this year, I've gone up a level on the I always have to be busy scale. Yeah. Like up another level. I was always on, but now I literally walk around the house and I cannot sit down. Do you think though that as we as neurodivergents lean into that more so, and it plays to our strengths, this need to be on, we separate ourselves even further from people that don't think that way, which creates these issues? Yeah,
I think so. And I think you could get to the stage where actually there'll be winners and losers out of this. If you buy into the argument that there's going to be some form of job displacement, some jobs are going to go, and if you buy into the argument that actually there's probably not going to be as many jobs created in the new world as there are that have gone, then there's going to be winners and losers. And I think I would make an argument to say that the neurodivergent mind could be very, very nicely placed to be a winner, because we're always on. I know from my own experience, if there's a problem, then my brain will literally not let it go until I solve the problem. And it's on all the time. Yes, that gives me a sleepless night. Yes, my brain will not switch off of that problem. So I'm hyper focused in on it, but I'll bloody solve it, or I'll solve it in a way that I think I've solved it, and then I'll carry on. If that doesn't work, I'll solve it again and again and again, but I won't stop. And so I think this idea that it's exhausting, dealing with the amount of change that we're going through now and inevitably is going to happen in the future, for me isn't a problem, because my brain is exhausting anyway. My brain is on all the time, and it is utterly exhausting being ADHD, because your brain is never switched off. I had a conversation with Charlie the other day and just said, "You have an inner monologue, right?" She went, "No." What do you mean, no? No? What do you mean your brain isn't, you're not always, no?
You don't talk to yourself.
What the hell? I mean, I
What a
couldn't believe it.
weirdo.
We were sat on the beach the other day and I said, "What are you thinking?" She said, "Nothing." What?
Yeah.
What? How? What? Nothing?
Her and
I was just
Lindsay
looking
get
at
on.
the seagull. Yeah. What? You mean you're not trying to solve some existential crisis that happened 3 weeks ago that you're replaying in your brain constantly over and over and over and over again until you get the answer? No? I'm just enjoying the day. So I do.
Do you envy that?
Massively. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. I wish I had the switch. Because I think I'm not one of these people that thinks neurodiversity is a superpower. I've never been of that ilk. I've always thought neurodivergents live in a neurotypical world, and therefore there are disadvantages to the way that our brains work. I wish I had a switch.
Do you know what, though, mate? I think the disadvantages are highlighted more so by the people around us than within us.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you an example. So if I was left just to my own devices and Linz was a robot that had no emotions or feelings and didn't tell me when I'm wrong and didn't pull me up on stuff and didn't keep me grounded and just literally was an AI robot,
yeah,
the things I would be left to do everything I wanted. And in my head, that's bliss.
Yeah.
That's heaven, right? But we don't live in that world.
No.
So actually, I think our shortcomings as neurodivergents, whether it's autism, whether it's ADHD, they are often highlighted by the people around us who are living with our ways.
Absolutely.
And trying to make sense of them and find a balance between, I get that you're like that, but I'm like this. So we need to kind of find a middle ground. And also coming back to the side hustle thing, good friends of ours, again, redundancy hit. The guy he's in his early 50s, done a job for 20 years, sales role, got to a really senior level, and redundancies hit, wiped him out. Big wage, the only wage coming into the house, all that. Took maybe 4-5 months to find a job.
Yeah.
In the meantime, he was working in some shitty little backstreet warehouse with, all manner of unsavouраbles, and he's like earning peanuts.
Yeah.
She's gone out. The wife gone out and got a job. Brilliant. She's gone out, grafted, got some money in. Having not done that before, like she raised the kids and done that. But needs must. It's gone out. But 5 months in, and that job has come about because he finally got hold of someone that he used to know long time ago that's created a role.
Yeah.
When we were talking about LinkedIn and the need to be out there, the need to be building presence, the need to be, because he had none of that.
Yeah.
Even when I was saying, do this, do that, get out there, nope.
Yeah.
There was I kind of want to,
but there's no need.
But I can't because I've got no... need when he had a job.
Yeah.
But even when he didn't...
Still
resisted.
Oh, really?
Because of those... it doesn't fit with people's traditional model of, I've got to do LinkedIn in the evenings and got to do a day job.
Yeah, no, it's 9 to 5.
What?
Yeah, no, exactly.
When I built my network 3 years before I actually needed it. So while I was in employment, I was building that network because I saw this day. I saw the need for a network to work for me.
Yeah.
So I started to build one while I still had the security of employment.
Yeah.
I never see that.
No.
And yes,
You're going to see a lot more of it, I think, because it's going to get tougher and tougher to do it. I mean, not only have we got massive changes in things like algorithms that are restricting and throttling reach on places like LinkedIn.
Not that we're bitter.
Not that we're bitter or twisted at all. But I think it's going to be, I mean, you know, we all know it's a hell of a lot tougher to build some form of organic personal brand now because the reach has dropped so much. So, you know, I would say we are in an advantageous position because of what we've done before, but the algorithms have changed so much that it doesn't matter how many followers you've got anymore. So we're still at a level playing field. The difference is we know what to do.
Yeah.
And so these people coming at it because of need, it's now a necessity. I can't get a job. Whatever the reasons behind having to do this sort of stuff, they are literally starting from zero, and everyone else will be joining them as well, and it'll be even tougher. So, yeah, I think I can't remember what the question or the subject of this particular episode is, but that's what I think.
The subject, this is a theme that runs through
what, me
all
forgetting?
of the episodes.
Yeah, I know.
I
mean, you know, you've got to start experiencing what Charlie experiences. I mean, this is what like living with me is like.
Yeah.
It's tough, isn't it?
On the subject of Charlie, so the episode was about actually, because we're always on, because we're always thinking, and the need for us to almost not enjoy life's simple pleasures anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I can see what. Let me ask you a question. Do you actually still enjoy those simple pleasures that maybe you never did?
I was going to say.
But I tell you, like for instance, walking the dog or stuff like that.
Of course not.
Do you ever just do those
Yeah.
without your brain going
Yeah, no, I never did.
100 mile an hour?
I mean, the amount of times that I've had a strong word with myself, often using an expletive.
Swear words.
Yeah. Saying, for fuck's sake, Mark, will you start enjoying the journey and not just trying to get to the destination?
Yeah.
I'm always a person that we need to get here. And I will completely ignore the pleasures and the enjoyment out of getting there. It's all about getting there. And the problem is with getting there is you now want to be over it. So there's always this, I've got to, and God, we need to live in the moment a little bit more and enjoy those simple things. Walking the dog was always a chore. I mean, I enjoyed it, but was it something that I would say, oh, this is really great every day? No, because it's bloody raining, get your ass back indoors.
Even in the summer?
Yeah, even in the summer. So...
I think I probably enjoy them a bit more than you.
You do, I'm sure you do.
I think our brains
to be as lunatic
are wired
as me.
slightly differently.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, although that I am, when we go out for walks, and plus Linz and I always go together, which is nice, but my brain...
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, we work together, dog walk together, live together.
Jesus Christ.
I know,
takes some time out, mate.
It's most people's nightmare. But we think...
That's the thing I did used to enjoy about the dog
seem
walking.
to
Actually, like, I'm on my own. Hallelujah.
Well, we seem to make it work because the kids aren't there.
You see,
there's the difference. Yeah. But when I'm out, I do find myself... It's when you do your best thinking a lot of the time.
Oh, of course it is.
Because you're not buried in a screen.
Yeah.
You know, even the notes that I forgot for this podcast. Yeah. Well, part of me was going to write them on a like Google Doc or something, which would have been handy because I've got my phone.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I thought, you know what, I'm going to write them on a piece of paper. And I sat...
You were going proper analog.
Yep. I sat for an hour away from my screen.
With a pen?
On the couch, cup of tea, pen. I still know how to write, just...
Can you actually read your own writing?
Yeah, I tend to write in capitals now.
No, okay.
I used to mug my dad off so hard for that. When he used to write birthday cards, he used to write in capitals. I said, Dad, can't you write?
No.
Like a 40-year-old man. I do exactly the same now because it's easier. But I sat and wrote these notes that I obviously haven't brought.
You're shouting happy birthday to everyone.
What?
Happy birthday in capitals.
I know. But...
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Mate, you're terrible. Anyway. Yeah. But anyway, writing notes.
I'll put you on.
Writing notes. And I just wanted to just come away and enjoy the process of thinking about what we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about the topics. No screens. Linz was there with me and I had a cup of tea and she was throwing a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
And actually, I sat and really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
I've got into the habit recently. So you've seen my office. I've got a really massive, great screen. And I'll sit there and go, okay, ideas for next video, for example. And I'll usually go to ChatGPT, so give me ideas. And then I'll look at it and think, oh, I've got to write this. And that writer's block kicks in almost immediately. It's thinking, oh, where am I going to start with this? And I can literally get up, thinking I need to go for a wee, go to the toilet, have a wee, come back, and it's all suddenly in my head. Just that tiny motion of getting up, moving, go to the toilet, come back. Suddenly it's there because I'm not in front of the damn screen trying to force it.
Yeah.
It's crazy that. And we, again, coming back to the AI world in which we are, and we're all so addicted to these screens, use it as a damn tool, put the thing down. I know this is not the right episode, but put the damn thing down and, go out for a bloody walk with the dog or whatever it is, or have a shower or go for a wee, because that's when the most creative stuff happens in your head.
It has given me an idea for another episode, though.
Has it? You said that on every single episode. We're going to have to watch this back just to note down what the future episodes are going to be. Well,
that's the beauty of these podcasts, because new things come up. But the Waitress Part 7 could be about... I wonder if this waitress is literally going to appear in every episode for the next 6 months. It could be about the whole thing around... when we're forced... After COVID, for example, so many companies brought everyone back, and they were desperate to get everyone back into the offices because they wanted to control, they wanted to make sure everyone was... But there is a big argument, based on what you've just said there, that the best and most creative thinking isn't coming from us prompting AI. It isn't coming from us asking AI to tell us what we want to hear. It's from us just doing something else. Just taking ourselves away from our current situation, which might be sitting thinking, what do I write? To going and having a wee, or going and making a coffee, or going and walking down the park. That's when the most creative ideas come to us, isn't it?
The thing, and I'll tell you, because I can follow that up now. So before AI, I would always say to clients, you will be surprised at how many ideas literally present themselves to you for content throughout any normal day. It literally everything you do. If you start training your brain to think, oh, I can turn that into content. That idea, that client call, that interaction with that person, that's content. And so I've trained my brain into thinking that. The mistake I've now made, like everybody else, is ceding out that authority to AI, and I've stopped myself thinking about that, and I've got to retrain myself into thinking that's where my idea creation comes from, is life, rather than giving it the responsibility to a bloody machine.
Do you feel under pressure too, though?
I think to give it to AI.
Yeah.
No, I think the pressure comes from wanting to increase the scale of content, so put out more or put out stuff in more depth or whatever it is. I think that's where the pressure comes from. But I still know that the best ideas come from daily life, and that's what I should still rely on nowadays. I think because this newfangled shiny object came along called ChatGPT, you think, oh, let's give it a go, and it sucks you in, like Pringles and McDonald's, they're addictive, and you start, yes, I do want you to do that, yes, I do want you to do that, yes, I do, and no, I don't. The weird thing is, have you ever done this? Sorry, this is a rabbit hole. Have you ever done so?
Why change the habit of a lifetime?
You know how when ChatGPT says, "Do you now want me to do this?"
Yeah.
Any normal person would think it's a machine. I don't need to answer the question. I can just go. I can just walk away. I go, no, thank you. And then, of course, it says something along the lines of, are you sure I could do this? And then you get sucked back in again. I'm just train myself to just literally close it and walk on.
I want to make it very clear on this episode that I'm currently rethinking my podcast partner. I didn't realise you were so locked into the world of AI.
No, it's just, it becomes addictive, doesn't it? And I'm literally having to train myself to not be nice to it. And just close.
I find the graphics side more. I guess what we do, we make a big thing within our company that our writing is not done by AI.
Yeah,
I make a massive thing about that, because if it was, I would lose all credibility
and clients.
Immediately, and all clients. Yeah. They come to us because we don't write with AI. We write because I'm good at writing.
Yeah.
But with images, I have been down many rabbit holes of images, and you do it. It does get addictive because you prompt it, it produces something. Like some of the characters I wanted it to produce for our website, were odd. I mean,
as you can see from
these ones are actually quite good because I asked for pop heads, and I got pop heads. That was a simple one. Yeah. But I asked for caricatures of that same photograph that I used to prompt that, and fuck me, honestly, if the knives were there, I could have been using them. Because I was looking at it.
Did you actually swear at it though?
Oh, 100%.
Did you? Yeah.
100%. The kids weren't in at the time, and that probably wouldn't have stopped me.
You talked to AI rather than write.
No, I just swore at the screen.
Oh, did you? You didn't actually write the words?
No.
Oh, see, I've done that.
I just erupted at the screen.
Did you?
Lynn's then erupted in laughter because this thing. I mean, I'll have to show you on the next episode, the waitress part 8.
I mean, there's content for you straight away.
Oh no, I just haven't put it out yet though because it's too much. And back to your point, and again, I don't know how long we've got, but. Again,
that's the nice thing about podcasts.
Yeah, I know they could just go on and on.
Doesn't matter, does it?
It's probably a bad thing for you.
Well, I mean, yeah, and the audience. Well, no, the audience would have disappeared. I'd be talking to an audience of me. Which, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm quite happy with that.
No different from LinkedIn most days, to be honest.
Exactly.
But fuck you.
I knew it.
I have literally.
I was actually trying to do that.
So we were talking about the image. And then Huh?
Pop heads.
We've gone off that.
You don't use AI.
We've gone off that. Don't use AI to write. Oh, that is.
Anyway, that was the end of it.
Do you know what? That was a really good point as well.
I'm sorry, mate. I did it on purpose.
Oh, that was.
I was actually trying to get you off the subject.
That was not good. That was. Maybe I'll remember it for
you
the
will in a
waitress.
second. When we talk about something else, it'll come back in your head. That's the way these things work, isn't it?
Maybe.
You know.
Yeah. That was.
So.
That's a shame.
Anyway,
relationships.
Shit, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hard, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know?
Very hard.
God. Who'd have a wife?
Who'd have a wife? Luckily, I don't think she's going to listen to this because it'll be episode 4.
You get to the back end of the podcast now anyway, so she won't.
And she'll have been bored after episode 1.
I mean, if she's doing anything, she'll probably listen to the first 5 minutes maybe, just so that when you say, did you listen to that episode? She'll go, yeah, it was about this. And you'll go, yep, she did listen.
Yeah.
But not for half an hour.
So I'm going to try and catch up with what I was saying about the prompting, and I prompted this image to be a caricature of me, and it gave me a massive nose, and obviously, and everything else was massive as well, and I was like, that's not right.
That's not a bad thing.
And I went down not that, and I went down a rabbit hole of prompting, and it just kept getting progressively worse. And as we were saying in the car on the way here, you think you're being productive because this tool is creating something for you that's colourful and bright and whatever, and sort of resembles a weird, ugly, old version of you that crawled out from under a bridge. But because it's doing it without you actually really doing anything, you think it's cool.
Yeah.
But actually, it would have been far less stressful to contact one of my LinkedIn pals.
Yeah.
Say, this is what I want, and I want a caricature of this photo. They would have done it a million times better. It would have cost me a few quid. But A, I would have supported small businesses.
Yeah.
And B, I would have got what I actually wanted. Rather than what I've ended up using, it looks funny and quirky, but Lynn's looks at it and goes, I don't look nothing like you.
Yeah.
And it don't look nothing like her, the female version.
Yeah.
And so then you think, has it served its purpose?
No, it hasn't. That's
2 hours of fondling this.
This is the
thing?
delusion that we're all living in, isn't it? That the output is of value. A lot of it is just noise, and I'd much rather sit and write. In my world, write a decent script. It might take me an hour to do it, but I'm emotionally attached to the words because I wrote them and they came out of my head. So when I deliver them, I know they're going to come across with so much more emphasis and passion and thought because I wrote them, rather than just reading a script that was written by AI, which I'll still, I've done it for a long time, so I can still deliver the line, but it means nothing to me. And therefore, you delude yourself into thinking that, I can still deliver it with passion and therefore the audience are going to feel it. They don't.
No.
And it comes back to that human nuance, isn't it? Is that ability to, like we were when we were in Comet and Courage, you knew where the customer was in their little brains and their journey of buying that microwave. The audience can see that there's nothing behind the eyes and you're just delivering lines. And so they no one gets engagement. But we think we've been productive. I've put out a video today. It's LinkedIn's fault that it didn't do very well. No, it's not. It's because you gave the whole bloody process to AI and you invested none of yourself in it at all.
I am very conscious that we've AI bashed a lot in this one.
Yeah.
And we're not AI bashers.
Let's just caveat the episode by saying we love AI. This episode is sponsored by OpenAI, the best tool to help you do whatever the hell you want in business without trying hard.
Just don't ask it to be your therapist, because that never ends well.
No, it doesn't.
It never ends well.
We have AI bashed in this one a lot.
We have AI bashed. And
it's easy to do, isn't it?
I think just to finish, because I'm assuming
You're assuming that we're going to be getting to this end of this
where all
episode.
The listeners have gone,
well,
and viewers have probably gone. To the point of this episode was to talk about the side hustle, the need to always be on, the need to always be thinking about something new, and we're not there. Probably, if you took a subsection of the population in the UK, a massively larger percentage of the people don't do that.
Yeah.
They want to do their job and come home.
Yeah.
They want to enjoy that, what people call work-life balance. I don't know what that is. I've never had that.
And that
even
in
employment.
Anyway.
I didn't even have it in employment.
No.
Then you say to me, this isn't your business, right? I'd say, yeah, but
it matters.
Yeah, but it matters. And I can't switch off.
Yeah.
Comes
down to the neurodiversity thing, though. That's the thing, I think. That is the difference. That's where I think there is the advantage, because you're right. Even when I was employed, it mattered. It mattered a hell of a lot. And okay, I've come from a family where work ethic was something that was absolutely, literally driven into us. But even without that, actually, probably because of that, because he's undiagnosed ADHD. But I think that's where the advantage is, because what we do and what we put our heart and soul into matters. It's never, ever... I don't know about you, I've never done a job just for the sake of it being a job to take a salary home at the end of the day. I've been passionate about what I've done. And so, because if I wasn't, I couldn't give my all to it, even in the 9 to 5.
Do you think, and we'll close on this, do you think that is potentially the difference within a human? Most people in employed roles, let's be honest, let's be frank, probably don't enjoy what they do.
Yes, 100%.
Do you think that the biggest saviour of potentially of people in roles, in companies, is being passionate, treating the business like your own, taking it home, working on things that you could do differently outside of your scope of normal work, making yourself memorable? We talk about making people memorable online, but the same rules apply. If you're an employee in a role, in a world that is very... it's scary. It's not secure. It's not secure anymore. The job security isn't there what it used to be. I'm trying to find the right words. But if you can make yourself memorable within that company for doing things that other people aren't doing, surely it makes you indispensable, irreplaceable.
Liv, when she first came in as an employee of Red Sprout, and I felt, she told me this probably a year or so after she'd joined. She said, my attitude in coming in was that I own this business. Yeah. And she ended up owning the business. Yeah. So that attitude that says, I'm going to treat this as if it's my own. I'm going to do the things that other people won't do, because I'm treating this as if my own. Of course, it makes a massive difference, because suddenly, to the business owner, you're looking at someone that says, Jesus Christ, she will literally do everything and anything for this, to make this a success. She cares, she's passionate, and she wants it to succeed. Of course, you're going to buy into that attitude. I think, that's the change that's going to happen, is that, in some senses, people really need to start thinking about not watching Netflix and drinking a bottle of Pinot Noir in the evening, and thinking about what they're passionate about and their hobbies are about, and how people can turn that into something that will earn them money in the future. And there's some thinking to do there, because if you like jigsaws, I don't know where I'm plucking that from, episode 1 of The Waitress. If you like jigsaws, how do you turn that passion, that skill? I'm literally going to solve this problem. And now we're talking about it. I haven't got to the solution yet. But how do you take that passion in jigsaws and turn it into something that can earn money for you? Well, here's the answer. So you make you've done this with Lego. So you make a YouTube channel because there's always going to be a niche audience that loves Lego, that loves jigsaws, and you start making time-lapse videos of doing a 5,000 piece jigsaw of the blue sky or whatever it is, something really, whatever. But there's always going to be a way, whatever you think of, there's going to be a way of turning that passion or that hobby into something, an asset that you can sell, that you're in control of, that you can sell and make money out of. That is the attitude people need to have now.
Can I jump in there? Paul, I promise I'm going to end on this. So, yes, Lego Loving Dad on TikTok, YouTube, go follow. Massive on TikTok, by the way. Still growing on YouTube, but we're getting there. Stop shaking your head.
I can't believe you're using this podcast
I'm
to
going to put
promote
our
your
company
own
names on this, by the way, sponsored by. Because we need to have sponsored by.
Your own bloody...
The company names.
Yeah, but it'd be nice if someone actually paid us as a sponsor.
Obviously, but when they do, we can
you
get,
have brand
we can get rid of
sprouts
ours.
and unconventional written on there.
Yeah, we get rid of ours once someone gives us some money. Or we'll put ours small and theirs can be big. Anyway, the biggest difference and why I've had brands approaching me and why I get sent loads of free stuff, which was my intention to do, plus to learn about the platforms, is because I don't just do the same speeded up time lapse of builds that every other fucker's doing because they're scared to be on camera.
Yeah.
I come at the Lego videos in the same way that I do my LinkedIn videos. And these brands are like, we love the way that you actually review these sets and you talk about them, you do it with character, here's some free shit.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And that, to end this podcast for the fourth time, we're going to end it on this. That is the difference, is that the unique and most valuable asset that you own is you as an individual, your personality, and being able and creating the skill, not the right word, developing the skill to be able to present on camera is going to be, it's going to be so invaluable in the future. Yes, it's bloody weird. I could go into a whole bloody episode on this on its own, but it's nowhere near as nerve-wracking as presenting to 500 people as a keynote in a thing, because it's literally just you and a camera. But the ability to be able to present yourself on camera is going to be a skill that I think people are going to have to really, really learn, because like your Lego example, doing it differently, presenting, showing personality, allowing people to get to know you, that's an asset that people will buy.
Connection.
So that was the end of episode 77. The waitress, how old is she now? 85?
She's 86 now.
Is she? Jesus Christ, she's dated.
She found her perfect job, but she's retired now.
Has she retired?
Yeah, she called it a day after a year because, they didn't have wheelchair access.
Didn't they?
No, it was very inclusive, inaccessible workplace. Wasn't good for her. She waited all those years and
nothing.
AI didn't really work out for her, to be fair.
Did it not?
All that chat on ChatGPT when she was 21.
Yeah.
And what's it given her?
A wheelchair.
A wheelchair and no access.
I bet that was built by a robot as well.
Yeah, probably, mate, yeah.
Who pumps up a tyre?
Oh, my God.